Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, everywhere. There's going to be a clip of this going live or recorded section like YouTube, Instagram, all that goody good stuff. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. All right, today's title, Don't Be Afraid. Don't be afraid, and we'll get into what that means here in a little bit. But don't forget to like, share, and follow when you do get here. V8 Energy, Peach Mango, you need to be my sponsor. So if you know anybody that works there, hit them up and say, hey, look, he's promoting your stuff on a regular basis. We need to sponsor him right now. So refreshing. Casey, welcome to the broadcast booth, man. How is it going? Way up north to Alaska. However that old song goes. All right, so we're kicking off the new redo of the 18 by 24 inch piece with a little bit more action than I had before. And you see how massive this thing is right here. Bum, 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 right there. That's what it looks like. I had a piece hooked to the back so it wouldn't press through onto the next page on where I was drawing this figure. Right there. That's what that piece was you saw on the back. Because I don't like it to press into the next page if I do end up pressing too hard, and sometimes I do. And that's what you saw there. All right. So, that is the newest piece right there of the 18 by 24 inch piece. And then we go to 11 by 15, continuation of Mr. Michael Myers. And let me change my stuff over here so that we're not so harsh on the eyes. But right there, that is the Michael Myers getting the heavy inks put in, the blacks right there, all that goody good stuff. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. Go ahead and like, share, and follow. That way, it ensures that if I do get a restriction, people can still find us, because TikTok likes to restrict me a lot. So, I've counted it up. I think I've got about 28 total shirts like this one of my artwork that I've got. Good morning, Roy. I'm glad you're not over there watching some half-naked women this morning, and you're over here with us. Congratulations, you found the right side of TikTok. All right. And so that means that if I really wanted to, I can get rid of pretty much everything in my closet except for these shirts. And that means that every day I could wear a different shirt. Now, two of the shirts are the same. They are the crow shirts. One is black and one is yellow. And that's the only one that I have done that way, because the yellow plays really well with the design, and the black really works with it too. So I went ahead and did both versions of that. So, that's the only one that I would have the same design on, but it's in two different colors. So you obviously can tell that it's not the same shirt if I were to wear it back-to-back days. And thanks for the gifts out there. That's much appreciated. Again, well, I appreciate that. It is my artwork, as you can see by the 412 production logo right there. This is my artwork. This is what I do on a regular basis. So, we did get some cool stuff in the mail. Yes, Pinhead from Hellraiser. Absolutely. Money sign, dollar sign. Is it dollar sign or money sign? Whichever way you want to go with it. But that's a cool dollar sign. So, don't forget to like, share, and follow when you get here. And again, Roy, thank you for the gifts out there. And those that items that 7 to 11 cents that we're going to get from this is going to go back into the printing process of everything. So, and Roy, you just reached level 18 of the membership status. I really don't know what that means, but I don't know how their membership status things work on this thing. All right, so let's get into it. So we got a cool package in the mail just here recently, and it ended up having these little items in it. Very cool stuff. And we'll start with Executioner Song Part 1 from the Uncanny X-Men number 294. Right there. So that's cool. That's fun. I gotta move some stuff around so that I can. And then Wolverine number 179. By Patrick Chen is the cover artist on that. Very, very cool. Why don't you just say badass on there? You can say badass. And then we got Wolverine number 3, which is volume 2 or something like that, I think, of the Wolverine series. And then number 5. And then number 6. See, there you go. So you can type badass. It's okay. And number 7. So a good little run of Wolverines came in. Coyote Crossing Part 1. And then also, we ended up with Psycho Circus. Right here. With some Mr. Gene Simmons and the Ringmaster. Now, I wouldn't be going that far and building your headspace up there, Roy. Just calm down a little bit. All right, for this next portion, it's time for your exam, Roy. Roy likes this part. He goes to the doctor just for this on a regular basis. That's what I hear anyway. All right. So, we ended up getting these as well. A nice little sealed Sacagawea $1 coin. Right there. I don't think this has been touched by human hands other than to go inside this container. On that one. Now, I gotta find my corresponding pieces, and it makes it a little bit more difficult wearing gloves. Because I too have little sealable pieces here that I hope I can fucking get open. And we will get into today's title as well, so don't worry about that. But welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. We are going through a list of things that just came in. All right, so we've got a Canadian coin here. I just turned off all my lights, so I can't tell you what year it is. But this is the back side. It's got the beaver. If you like beaver, there you go. And then it's got, is that Queen Elizabeth on the front? Right there. Can you read the date? Anyway, it's going in the protective case, just like you see, dun dun dun, and getting sealed up. Bum bum bum. Next, we'll find one of the same size-ish. Again, you have to find the right sector to be able to pop this motherfucker open. And again, it's hard to do with gloves on, especially cotton gloves. These cotton gloves actually came with my headlights that are in my truck right now. So it was kind of a fancy little thing to get some cotton gloves. for LED lights. Makes no sense. And and it's just like, why am I getting, you know, that for? I mean, I can understand with halogen bulbs and things like that. You don't want your oils, just like on these, you don't want your oils from your fingers, um, itchy, to get on the coins. So that's why a lot of TikTok, you're fucking pissing me the fuck off. I'm already in lack of sleep mode. I've been up since about 1 o'clock already. And now, oh look, another restriction that just pops up now because of whatever the fuck. Saying I'm redirecting people. Did I redirect anybody? Fuck you, TikTok. No, I fucking sure didn't. I did not tell anybody to go any fucking where, to do any fucking thing, TikTok. So you need to get your AI fucking rhythm to work the way it's supposed to fucking do. Or you need to get somebody to sit on my fucking platform and watch my fucking show. A live fucking person, not a fucking computer. You got me? You feel me? Good. Fucking stupid ass. All right. Yeah, I'm talking to you, TikTok. This one, I need a light. This one's from Denmark, I believe. Looks like 1967. Right there. You get the hole in it. And I believe this is from Denmark. It is going in the protective case, just like such. And TikTok can fuck off. How about that? I mean, they keep it up. I will go to Instagram and, go that route. Because now we're not going to get any new people to come in just because we're already restricted. So if you didn't share it already, go ahead and do it for the few people that are here. And we'll see what happens after that. This coin is 100 pesos, so it must be a Mexican coin. A Mexican coin. Right here, 100 pesos. Pesos, right there. Let's see if it will fit inside there. So too, it goes in. Dun, 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 in the protective case. I'm getting better. I'm getting a little better. But TikTok is still pissing me off. So, because all I did was talk about my shirts. I didn't say go buy my shirts. I didn't say go do this. I didn't say go do that. I didn't even say go fucking buy my artwork, which I do not sell on TikTok Shop. So you guys can fuck off. I've already told you that in the appeal section. Not in this one, but on another one that was not upheld. You know. So, and I told them that they can fuck off. Because TikTok is just ridiculous when it comes to their AI, and you can only redirect people to buy stuff inside the TikTok shop. Well, you can completely fuck off with that. And the way you're going, you will never have me convinced to sell anything through your shitty company. How about that? This one will fit. This is another Canadian coin. I'm trying to see the dates on these. This one's 1975, so it's closer to my year of birth. Right there. Right there. With the elk on the back. I know that sounded more like Bigfoot than it did an elk, but you know. So as we're gonna have another good show of me being pissed off because TikTok and their infinite wisdom think they know best for everybody's shows and they can fuck completely off. So these are gonna be good sound clips later on. We have another Canadian coin with the moose on it, or the elk on it. these a little easier. But, you know. But welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. We will be talking about, whenever I get to it, we will be talking about Don't Be Afraid. And as you can see, I'm not afraid of TikTok. They can do what they fucking want to do, but they're just going to drive people elsewhere. And they have. I mean, I know they have already, driven people elsewhere many, many times over. 2006 for the Canadian corn. Right there. So what happens when you have cotton gloves that have strings all over the place. Next, let's see here. It looks like another Elkie coin from Canada. Somebody spent some time in Canada. Oh, this one is 25 cents in Canada from what is that? 1973. So it does have a different background. It has a horsey on it. Looks like the Royal Guard, if I had to guess. Right there. So if you do have rare coins, oops, just drop that one in the sheet. That ain't good. That ain't good. Cletus, that ain't good. Alright, where is that lip? And not the kid from Shameless. The brother, Philip, they call lip. Come on, open up already. There we go. Alright. So that is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins already. This should make number 7. Right there. Break out a few more because, damn it. These things have a little bit of a catch in them right here. So it's catching the cotton gloves. I just threw some in the floor. Threw one in the floor anyway. I'm too old to be bending over to do that shit. Alright, so we've got a few more coins in here. And we will get to them as we go. Because a few of these will fit into these little pieces. And then the rest of them will have to go into a paper one that gets stapled. Alright, so what coin is this? This one is a 10-cent piece from Jamaica, 1969. A Jamaican coin. A Jamaican coin right there. It's a 10-cent piece from Jamaica. Jamaica me hungry. So what are you guys doing out there? Well, I am trying to get these little containers open to put these coins in. What is going on in the world besides TikTok pissing me off? Since there are a bunch of, and I can't even say certain words because then I will get kicked off the show, of my own show. This one is another Mushi coin, or not a Mushi, from 1995. It's got a little paint on it. It's got a little purple paint. So there's your purple. I know it shows up as red, but it's purple. On the coin. It's going in the shield box. Boom, boom, boom. This is the stuff that came in for me, which is cool, and I appreciate it. And again, we'll get into the Don't Be Afraid section, and this will be part of it. There we go. Which coin next? This one. This really older coin from the 1700s. It is actually from 2009, I believe. The new statehood quarter set. It's seen better days, but it's still getting sealed up in the container. Dun dun dun, right there. All right, I gotta see which ones aren't gonna fit. Oh, all these might actually fit. Okay. We might luck out and they all will fit in these smaller ones. instead of me having to go to the other ones. And again, not all of these are vintage coins, as AI is summarizing our fucking show right now, and we all know how I feel about AI. I have no love for it because it gives us violations for no reason. All I did was talk about my shirts. I did not redirect anybody anywhere to get my shirts outside of TikTok Shop. Although I do not sell them on TikTok Shop, I did not redirect anybody to go outside of TikTok Shop to purchase. Now, did I? No. So TikTok, you can fuck straight off. Um, Ikron, another Denmark coin from. Don't even get me lying because I don't see a date, but it could be that really, really tiny shit right there. And I definitely can't read that. Oh, wait, no, there it is. 1965, right there. Another Denmark coin from 1965. And how do I know that? Because right on that crest on the back, on either side of that crest, there is a 19 and then a 65 on the other side. Right there. And so there you go. You've got a 1965 Denmark coin right here going up for auction. We will start the bidding at $60,000 right here, right now. So go ahead and get your auction bid in. That is for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. I am not actually auctioning anything off. Don't be a special case, okay? We're not Christie's and we're not Sutherland's. The auction houses. Around here, it's looper auctions. You get to be loopered. Isn't that a song from one of your favorite artists there, Roy? All right, what's next? Who is next up on the block? Oh, we've got a person cutting some wheat with a sickle in hand. And where are you from? Night. Wow, this was 1923. Republic. I'm assuming that's Czechoslovakia. 1923. That's pretty cool. Right there. That's pretty cool. What is today? The 10th? Yeah, 8 more days before our military reunion on the 18th. All right, what's next? What is next? Shall we? This one is a 2 cent piece, I'm assuming. New pence. And it looks like it is a Canadian coin. Oh, no, this one is. No, well, yeah, it's a Canadian coin, I'm assuming. What is the year? What is the year of this one? This one actually does not give me a year that I am seeing. Unless it's in those tiny little flags down there. And if that's the case, no, that gives me a word. TCH Dier down there. But anyway. Bum, bum, bum. Right there. It is another French coin, or Canadian coin, not French. And it goes into the collective bargaining chip here. If it will close, will it close? Will it close with it in there? Apparently it will not. Apparently this is the one that won't fit. Okay. That one's got to go into the special category of the other one. So we can fold it over. This one is a 2008 Reg FD on that one. 1 penny. And again, it is from 2003. Right there. 1 penny. 1 penny from Canada. I'm believing these are from Canada. I have 2 more small coins, and we are done, and then we will get into the topic of what we're talking about today, even though we are restricted already, thanks to TikTok's AI algorithm saying that I redirected people outside, which I did not. This one is a true Canadian 1983 Canadian coin. Right there, I did a 1 penny Canadian coin. Yes, I'm putting it in these awful big pieces where it can roll around. I know that's not the greatest. Most people have a little buffer in there. And this one is 10-cent piece from 1986. A Canadian aluminum coin. Right there. Bum, bum, bum. And to get this little guy open so that we can stick it out in there. And then this little container can go over there. And then we will pull out the other coin holder for the larger coin, since it will not fit into these little cases. Now I probably will come back and redo these little cases right here, because I think I've got some smaller ones that these will fit into as well. Okay. You're there? And what I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is this right here. You take this little piece right here. It's got cellophane in the middle, and you fold it over like such. Then you take your coin, and you drop it in here in the middle, and then you take your stapler, and you staple. Am I out of staples? Ah, you son of a dog biscuit. I am. Alright, I'm going to have to find my staples. But for now, just know that this will be stapled in here just like this, and it will be sealed up inside of there. Alright, so now that TikTok has thoroughly pissed me off, we just went through all these cool little things. I am going to take the gloves off because Roy's exam is complete. And the hole went up in there. But anyway, have that in your Brillo pad memories. So I'm just collecting myself because TikTok is, of its infinite wisdom, a special place in hell for itself. Again, don't forget to like, share, and follow. I will follow you back if you are a true person. You know, I get a lot of spam on a regular basis, especially on Instagram and things like that. I get tons of new accounts that show up in my just followed me, and it wants me to follow them back, and I go look at their profile, and it's just like it shows on the profile picture new, and then absolutely no pictures. And it's just like no, delete, delete. And then I get tons of requests from lottery winners and shit like that on Facebook, and it's just like delete, delete, delete. Oh, this could be delete. You know, I don't entertain like some people do that celebrities hit them up on TikTok or Instagram or whatever and redirect you to like Telegram and things of that nature. I don't need that shit in my life. I've got too much shit going on the really real world than to sit there and chit chat with a Nigerian pretending to be somebody else. And there's nothing against Nigerians. It's just that that seems to be where most of our issues come from. It's just like most of the scammers that you get. And there's one guy on TikTok that exposes them on a regular basis. I can't remember his Doc something or other is his name. And he does a fake voice and is talking to these people, and then he'll put it on on mute just to talk to us in his normal voice, and then he'll go back to talking to them, and it's like, well, it's just saying that it's hung up in this one little section. It's not processing through. And they're like, no, 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 you have to put in this code and yada yada yada. And he's like, oh, okay, let me try again. All this good stuff. Just playing with them. And then finally he, comes on later on and tells who he is, not who he is, but what he's doing, and they hang up pretty quick. So he's trying to expose the scammers out there. All right, so what are we talking about? Don't be afraid. Today is don't be afraid. Um, we can be afraid of a lot of things in life. Trying new things, starting a new job, going on a new adventure. But why do we have to be afraid of it? Some people are afraid because, oh, I was making this much money, but I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to be bringing in that type of money anymore. Okay, and is it going to be better for your life? Is it going to be better for your health? It's just like me. I wasn't making great wages where I was working, but it was a steady paycheck. Every 2 weeks, a paycheck, boom, boom, boom. And that's what that job became, was a paycheck. At a certain point in time, 2 years before I dropped the hammer, dropped the mic, if you will, and told them, take this job and shove it, just like the old song, that it wasn't fun anymore. The novelty of it, the shine of it had worn off. And that was nearly 10 years of working for a company, making them money. Why? Do you need one? Do you need a drink through the phone? Do you need a drink through the phone? Here, I'll pour one for my homie. There you go. You see it right there, right? And so the novelty of the job wore off. It just didn't become fun. If you're in that space with your own job, with your own life, that life isn't fun anymore, what's the holdup? What are you doing? Why are you procrastinating? You know, I had to come to the realization that no matter what happened, I'm done with the corporate grind, if you will. Have I ever thought about going back to that place? No. I frequent it because it's Walmart, but do I have that desire, that drive that a lot of people have after they quit or leave for whatever reason and then end up coming back? No, not even close. They couldn't pay me enough to go back unless they were paying me the CEO's salary plus bonus that he gets from you know his six-figure bonus that he gets, or more than that probably. Um, Actually, I think his bonus alone is in the billions of dollars because it's $1 trillion corporation. If they offered me that salary, maybe I'd go back, but it would be on my own terms. you know, Even if I did that for a year on that salary that he got, the CEO gets. I don't know who it is now because Doug has stepped down as CEO. Um, so I don't know. Somebody said something derogatory because it got filtered. So either Casey or Roy said something derogatory. Retype it and resend it. So you can say badass and you can say fuck and you can say other things, but depending on what you typed the first time, they filtered. They seem to think that it wasn't you this time, because last time I got on to Roy for it, and it was Casey that said it, and this time I just used both. And it doesn't bother me. Just retype what you put or in a different way and resend. Um, because TikTok's going to filter it no matter what. Again, they don't filter, you know, buttholes and half naked women and things like that, but they will filter a piece of artwork that depicts the same thing that they're showing by a live person, you know. Yes, I miss coworkers, but not the place. And bull stuff and bullshit, you know. Absolutely. No, I mean there's only a small handful of people that I actually miss at the stores, and that's the several stores that I worked with or worked for, and that was two stores that I worked for, and then the people I've met along the way in my profession, what I was doing, and but it came to the realization that why am I making them money on a regular basis whenever they're paying me this much, but yet they're profiting this much, you know. They could pay their associates, especially the store that I came from. It's $1 million store. They could be paying their associates $25 an hour, easy. But they're not going to do that. They're going to keep them close to minimum wage, which I think at Walmart now is like 17, $18 an hour or something like that. Which still in this economy, and it has nothing to do with who you voted for. It's just that the cost of living never matches, or the wages never match the cost of living, ever. Because every time the wages go up, so does cost of living by twofold. And they're like, oh, we have to do that because the wages increased, and so now we're having to charge more for your meals at the restaurants and yada, yada, yada. It's like, no. What's that tea company out there that has never changed their price and they're still making millions upon millions of dollars on a regular basis? So tell me, in your infinite wisdom, if they've never changed the price of their tea and you can still buy it for $1, but yet their CEOs and their employees are some of the most well paid out there because they're making billions upon billions of dollars. And that's what I didn't that's why I didn't go full into politics there, Roy. I know my own show, thank you very much. Um so tell me, why don't associate or employers pay their associates better unless they fall under a union, you know? So the bottom line is don't be afraid to change what you're doing. If it's not suiting you, oh, TikTok's already pissed me off, so I'm going to be touchy. I'm running on little sleep. I'm going to be touchy. Um, and so I'm always a smartass on my show. That's nothing new. So if you don't like where you are, change your situation. Don't be afraid of what happens next. If you're wanting to start a new career, if you're wanting to start your own craft, such as music, art, painting, um, acting, you name it, whatever your craft is, go for it. Don't be afraid of the consequences because, yeah, you're going to get shot down on certain things, especially in the acting gigs and things like that, only because somebody was better than you at the audition. And let's be real, somebody could have been cuter than you at the audition as well. And so it boils down to don't be afraid with what happens next in your life. Just because, are you going to let fear hold you back on everything? Fear of the doctor, fear of the dentist, fear of getting behind the wheel because you were in an accident 3 years ago. If that's the case, then you might as well just go ahead and pick out your casket now. Because if you're just sitting at home, doing nothing with your life, not getting out and enjoying the day, not, you know, meeting some new people every now and again, what are you doing with your life? You can't be afraid to get yourself out there and enjoy a day. Like today, up until about 1 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be a nice day. It's supposed to rain around 1 o'clock, and we'll see if that happens. Yesterday, it started raining while we were out trying to fix a riding lawnmower, and so we packed everything up, came inside, and then the sun came out. It was just like, really? Are you serious right now? We could still be working on this damn lawnmower trying to get it going, but here it is, sun shining now, and we've already packed everything up. Not going back out there. It's just like me. I could have continued working on the new flower bed, or not flower beds, but new vegetable garden spaces that I've got going. I put the compost in. I put my composted or decomposing materials in, such as some wood and some leaves and things like that in my new vegetable garden area. I made 2 new beds, and now I'm going to take my compost dirt, which is right over here, right over there, and put it in a wheelbarrow and transport it back and forth until I get them full. And that'll take up, not all of my composted material over here, but it'll take up quite a bit of it. And then I'll just make some more. Put some more leaves in there, put some more compost material in there. The chickens and the bugs do their job of getting it all mixed together, you know. And what's the next subject, Roy? What's the next subject? I want to know because apparently you know the subject and I don't. So don't be afraid to do something new. Don't be afraid to try something new. It's just like the NFL. I just heard a report on it earlier today, how they're causing everybody to spend a ton more money because they are going to streaming services for all of the NFL games. So if you don't have the NFL Pass, you're not going to see certain games. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you're not going to see certain games. You don't have Paramount TV, you're not going to see certain games. You don't have the CBS app, you're not going to see certain games. And they're already getting a lawsuit. Oh, are you? So they're already getting a lawsuit showing that how consumers had to spend roughly around $1,000 last season just to watch all the NFL games, when it used to be on all your local television channels that you got off your antenna. So the NFL isn't afraid to charge you, us, the consumer that actually still watch football. And I know a lot of people have dropped football over the years because of the politics behind it. And so it's like, why are they making those changes? And then on top of it, they are pushing football into foreign markets. 30.8. So no, we're missing 1 point. Well, we're missing about 0.2 some odd percent of the thousands, because we're at 30.8 and you're at 31.2. So they're pushing football into these foreign markets where us United States citizens can't go to those games unless we have our passport and we fly all the way to Brazil or Mexico or, all these different countries just to watch the football game. And so people are getting up in arms about the NFL and their bullshit, just like TikTok and their bullshit. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. That's another part. Don't be afraid. Um, just because if you're going to be afraid of everything and you're not going to do things for yourself, what's the point? You know, it's like me. I push my artwork. I talk about the things that are happening in my life here. And then TikTok, in their infinite wisdom, decides to restrict my view because, oh, I was talking about t shirts, you know, but I never redirected anybody. Am I going to curb my talking points? No, no. Are they going to make me and force me to go to TikTok shop? No, sure aren't. Because I don't want their bullshit in there. I want my profit margin to stay in my side. I don't want them to get a portion of my sales. And that's all that happens with TikTok shop. It's just like any other thing. eBay, Macari, Etsy, what is it, Venta now, where you can sell your old dirty clothes. And people will pay you for the vintage look. Oh, look, it's got butt stains. I want that. Just like we talked about the dirty underwear from Goodwill, you know. Now that you can be afraid of. Dirty underwear from Goodwill. Or any thrift shop that sells single underwears not in a brand new package. But then you still have to check those brand new packages just to make sure that they weren't worn already. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid in life in general. Have fun with your life. And if you're not at the point where you want to be, why aren't you? You can't let people dictate what's going to happen in your life. And I'm not saying go against your partner, go against your spouse, go against your boyfriend or girlfriend. But if they're giving you bad advice and they're not, on board with what you want to do, I guess like they say, there's plenty of fish in the sea, right? Now, I apologize a lot around here because my anger gets the best of me. Being military, having PTSD and lack of sleep, since I don't sleep through the night most of the time anyway, getting that 3 to potentially 5 hours of sleep, it wears on you on a regular basis. It's just like this morning when the dogs tried to go after the pigs again, just a few short minutes ago, uh, before I came on. I got a little aggressive with Phoenix and pushed her back onto the bed because she was going down to interact with the pigs and not in a good way. She's fine, but that's still aggression, you know. And so I have to apologize for that. And just know I'm human for the most part. I still think I'm more alien than human, but whatever. So don't be afraid with what happens in life. Things are going to happen regardless, one way or the other. Take the Artemis 2 project. The Artemis 2 that's heading to do a loop around the moon. Not land on the moon, but loop the moon. Do you think that's real? A lot of people are already doing their conspiracy theories with it. Because why won't you turn the camera towards the window? Why won't you do this? Why did this glitch out? on this little plushie that was floating, with you guys? Why did a moon thing show up on it? I haven't seen that video yet, other than the conspiracy theory one. And so people are thinking that it is a Hollywood production set, that these four astronauts are still on Earth, just locked in NASA, doing their thing and recording, periodically, and you know, giving us false images from space, because they're like 12 hours later on these pictures of the Earth, and the clouds are in the exact same position. So that's another conspiracy theory. They go in 12 hours, the cloud configuration should have changed in these pictures. Well, how do we know? How do we know what it looks like from space? You know? Will everything look different? Will the pictures be different? Is there some difference that we're just not seeing? Who knows? You got the conspiracy theories. But NASA ain't afraid of putting out all this stuff, be it fake, be it real. Your choice, your discrimination on that, your belief. You have your opinion, and just like Roy is trying to be brave with that, even though they're that whole group that he's listing right now is a bunch of chokers. Um, but anyway, good try. You're forgetting one. Your other baseball team in there. So don't forget them. You got to show them some love too. It is kind of getting towards that baseball season. Oh wait, it is baseball season. And you've got steroid use right there with the team he just listed. And then you got a bunch of crybabies on that one right there. And the bright orange purse that he carries. And then that top one just has a lot of controversy. You can look up that love triangle in the locker room for that group of players on all aspects: football, basketball, and baseball. But their biggest accomplishment is, for his first one, their biggest accomplishment is the men's championship basket weaving. So they've got that locked in the books. I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to compete against that one. But congratulations on that win for men's basket weaving. That's an accomplishment that will stand the test of time for that school. Other than barbecue in Hawaii, that's about what they're really known for: getting cooked on a regular basis. And I can't really say what I want to say about your second team that you listed there, um, just because of the state they live in. We know about that state. And like you said, Monty and Casey and I are American badasses. Well, we try to be. We try not to be afraid to go boldly into the stars, to boldly go where no man has gone before. It's, you just got to look at life in a different way. Like, it's 60 degrees here right now. You know, yeah, we're in spring. Yeah, our temperatures are about to start climbing up even more. But sometime in April, we usually have another hard freeze. So we'll see if that actually happens or not. We're up to 32.9 thousand likes. Puts us in the popular live category. I appreciate that. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. And to help out another artist, or another creator or whatever, the best thing you can do for them is to do what you're doing here: comment, like, share, and follow them. um, just because that gets that creator out to other people. And that's coming up on May 4th, and then May 5th, and all that good stuff. And then the whole stupid Justin Timberlake bullshit's gonna come out for May, which I'm already bracing for that stupid meme to show up. Excuse me, TikTok, for saying the word, you know, special there. And I'm already bracing for that meme to show up, as it will, as it always does every year. Appeal not approved. Well, no shit. It never is with you, TikTok, especially on that point. And I did not redirect anybody. So you guys can fuck straight off. Take that to your AI bank, TikTok. And this time I'm going to be a little bit more direct with them whenever I go into my restriction. Don't be afraid. That's it. Don't be afraid. Quit being afraid to sit on that toilet seat. Quit being afraid to walk down that street. Now, if it's an alleyway, you have your concerns, but don't be afraid. I mean, you have to have concerns everywhere you go. I'm not saying go pick a fight. I'm not saying go, you know, be a bully to somebody. I'm not saying go do this, that, or the other. Just don't be afraid, you know. And because if you're walking on eggshells all the time, what good is it? You know, just don't be afraid. Grab life by the balls and have fun, or grab life by the breast and have fun. Whichever way you swing, right there. And it's like if you're having to contradict yourself, what good is it? Have fun with life. Do things that make you happy. Like Roy, eat foods that make you happy. A number five cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger, please, with nothing on it. Roy. We know that's your passion. That we know that's your love, and you can't get it door dashed, which is a shame. But I understand why. They're too busy to DoorDash on a regular basis, like some of the smaller chain restaurants are. And, I get it. You know, you like what you like, and even though it's clogging up your arteries, you know, it's what you enjoy. So go out with a bang is all I can say. It's just like I'm gonna get cremated, but before that happens, I'm going to down a bunch of like M80 firecrackers so that when they do set me ablaze, I go out with a bang. Can you imagine if they didn't check your stomach contents before they put you in the crematorium area and they started to cremate you, and then all of a sudden here come these explosions from inside there from the firecrackers. Oh, one last laugh, huh? That would be hilarious. Oh man, it's kind of like people on death row, I guess, if you will. to have their last meals, and it's something really greasy and nasty, so that whenever they do get fried or whatever, all that comes out in the end. I mean, I get the point. It's your last final farewell, uh, your last gift that you're giving out there. Um, your final fuck you to the world, if you will, or to the people watching. Yeah, do fireworks. If you're gonna get cremated, eat a bunch of fireworks first. M80s would be the best. M60s would be okay. Anything less would be uncivilized. Oh, that's it for today, folks. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to live life. And as I like to say as I leave you guys, it's not don't be afraid. It is we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.